Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Get warm. It is chilly in my basement. So as always, whether you're seated or standing for this, we're going to start with our chin tucks and our head turns. Okay. So we've got 10 chin tucks, nice and tall through the spine. Remember, this is a small movement. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do it from the side. Here we go. 1. Stretching through the back here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Back to center. We're going to turn from left to right. Okay. We've got 5 per side. Ready? We're going to turn. Center. Other side. Center. 3. Center. 4. Center. 5. Center. 6. Center. 7. Center. 8. Center. 9. Center. And 10. Center. Okay, so now we're going to get to the next part of our warm-up where we do a kind of 4 moves for a minute each. Okay, we're going to start with our chain breakers. So whether you're seated or standing, remember that is like you're pulling apart a chain for 1, 2, 3, and then on 4 we open nice and wide. Okay, working on posture, all right, in the back of our upper back. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's begin. I'll do 30 seconds in the seat. 2, 3, 1. And then I'll do 30 seconds standing just to show both options. Should feel a nice stretch through the front of the shoulders as well. Feel those shoulder blades pinching together in the back, squeezing together. If the minute is too long to go for, you can always shake your arms out for a second. Okay, we just hit 30 seconds. I'm just going to stand up for the rest of the time here. You do what feels good for you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 15 more seconds. Should feel those shoulders starting to feel warmed up already. I should kind of be talking to you here, okay? If it's too much on your neck or anything like that, you can stop early. We've got 5 more seconds. 3 and 1. Okay, shake it out. Our next one is going to be our 4 count cherry pickers with an arm circle. So from that seated position, you are on the edge of your chair. Your feet are wide. Your toes are flared out and your knees are in the directions of your toes. And you're going to go out, middle, in, and then an arm circle. Okay, and then do it again. All right, we've got a minute of that. I'll do 30 in the chair, 30 standing. Here's your standing version. Okay, here we go. Ready? And begin. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. Good. Keep it up. Move at a pace that works well for you. You do not have to keep pace with me. We're doing it for time so that you can do your own speed here. Good. Warming up our hips as well as still continuing to warm up the shoulders. We're halfway. I'm just going to stand it up for the rest of the 30 seconds, okay? Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes when you're focusing and concentrating, it's, you can sometimes hold your breath for a little bit. You just want to make sure you're breathing through. We've got 10 more seconds here. Remember, if for any of these exercises you need to stop a little early, that's okay. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next warm-up move is our straight arm pull down with a knee raise. Okay, so from that seated position. Okay, firing up the lats, firing up the core. Here's your standing. I'm going to do 30 seated and 30 standing. Ready? And begin. Nice exhale as your knee comes up and your elbows come down. You can move at your pace. My pace seated is probably a little quicker than my standing pace. Work at a speed that is comfortable for your body. Again, if you need to take a little rest, shake out the shoulders, shake out the legs, that's okay. It's your minute to use as you need to. All right, we're halfway. I'm feeling my arms already, and this is a warm-up. There's 15 more seconds left. It's okay to stop a little early if you need a little extra rest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake it out, shake it out. All right, we've got one more warm-up move, and then we're gonna go into our working sets. Our last one, seated. You're on the edge of your chair. Your legs are extended. They don't have to be locked out at the knees, but they're extended forward. And you're gonna pull back and tap back. Okay, that's your seated version right here. All right, and then your standing version is your butt kicker with that pull back, okay? I'm gonna do 30 and 30 again. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. Begin. So if I'm seated, I'm towards the edge of the chair, so I can get that foot to tap back behind my knee. Our warm up will be done after this. We're gonna go into our working sets next. Again, take rest if you need to within this minute. All right, we're halfway through our minute. I'm just gonna stand for the remainder. Pulling those elbows back, warming up those back muscles, warming up those hamstrings, getting those knees, those joints moving. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and time. Good, okay. First set. We're gonna start with a cardio option this week, okay? So we're gonna do 40 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest time or transition time. There's 2 exercises. This is what we have been doing as far as the format goes. And we are going to do, where's it? There it is right there. We are going to do modified seal jack, okay? So I remember somebody liking these last week. I like them too. If you're seated, seal jacks are the ones where you kind of come right out to the sides. And I really think that they're named after like seals in a circus, you know, like clapping, right? That's what it kind of reminds you of. Okay, so your standing option. Okay, and if you're really tough, you've really got some energy, you can take it to a full jack, okay? Maybe a little bit of both, you know, alternate that in. We've got 40 seconds of that, and then we're doing our lateral shuffle, okay? So from a standing position, shuffle, 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 and I'm getting these these lateral raises, okay? All right, so we're working the top of the shoulder as well as the sides. From the seated, you're continuing those legs, okay? Seated, you're getting a lot of glute med here. I mean, standing you are too, but seated, it looks the same, okay? All right, so starting with our modified seal jacks, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1, we're on. I'm gonna do the first round seated. Good, yes, pick your intensity that works for you. You can always custom it, you know, do a little bit of each, you know, put little bursts in there. That's perfect. You should feel, these are good posture exercises right here. The back of your shoulders are working hard right now, okay? It helps keeps us from leaning forward. right? And the glute medius help us with our balance and knee and hip stability. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out. We're going to our lateral shuffle with an elbow raise, okay? Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So if you're standing, it's shuffle, shuffle, and then shuffle, shuffle, all right? Back and forth, that's it. If your arms get tired at any point, you can always just rest them and work on the legs, okay? I did do a workout this morning before this, and let me tell you, my arms are burning right now. Good. Whew. Okay, so you can always take the arms out if you need to a little bit here. Feel your body temperature elevating. 3, 2, and 1. That's set 1. We have 2 more like that, okay? If you need to start or stop early or start late, you can do that if you need a little extra rest time. Here we go, round 2. So we're going back to modified seal jacks. I'm going to stand for the next 2 rounds, but you can remain seated if that's better. I want you to think of the back of your shoulder blades working. Think of those muscles. Maybe feel a little tired. If you need to for a few seconds, just kind of rest them like this because it feels like they're overworking, and then you can come back to it. That's fine. Okay. Remember, the point of exercise is sometimes you are trying to take that muscle to failure. You want it to feel like it's working. You don't want it to feel like it's hurting you, like causing an injury, but you want to feel like you've worked. Okay, rest. All right, we're going to go back to our lateral side steps with the elbow raise. 2, 1, here we go. Side, side. Again, working in the lateral dimensions, these side-to-side dimensions help strengthen the sides of our hips here. So if you have achy hips, achy knees, things like that, training these muscles is going to help, okay? Whether from the seated or standing position. Whew. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake it out. We're doing that one more time, and then we're going to go into a strength circuit, okay? All right, modified seal jacks for the final time, and begin. So those knuckles are facing the back wall. Work at a pace that feels good for you. And, make this your 40 seconds. If you need to just kind of shake the arms out for a little bit and then get back to it because you're feeling that fatigue in the back of the shoulders. We got 10 more seconds. Last 10. Two, and time. Ooh, shake that out, all right? All right, we got lateral side steps with the elbow raise, okay? Working the top of the shoulder now. We just got the back of the shoulder with that first one. Here we go. Now we're getting the top of the shoulder. This one I really feel. So again, if you're with me, if you're feeling it like I am and you just need to shake those arms out for a second, that's okay, all right? Ten more seconds, and then we're gonna take a rest and move on. 3, 2, and time. Okay, shake it out. Get a drink, okay? Get a drink. Now we're gonna go into an optional dumbbell circuit. Okay, if you don't have dumbbells and you wanna use water bottles or soup cans, you can do that. Or if you just simply prefer to keep it body weight, you can do that as well, okay? So we're gonna start with 3 exercises in this circuit. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. We have our 3 row to hinge. We've been working on this one, okay? So remember, from that seated position, I'm coming out away from my chair, so I have room. 1, 2, 3, up. back down. 1, 2, 3, and up. Okay, that's move number 1, all right? From that standing position, here we are. 2, 3, up, okay? When you stand up, think about squeezing the hamstrings and the glutes, okay? All right, our second one is going to be curl to press. All right, that's going to look the same whether you're seated or standing, okay? My knuckles are out to the sides, okay? I'm staying in a neutral position with my hands, okay? And then the last one is our Sidestep Sumo squat, okay? So from our standing position, you can use dumbbells if you want to hold them here. You're going to squat together, okay? So I'm coming out to the side. My toes are pointing out this way, and my knees are going in that direction when I kind of bend down here too. From the seated position, how we're going to do this one is, and I'm going to do this for round 1, outside, outside, inside, inside, and then we're going to do an all leg extension. That's our seated option, okay? All right, so for round 1, I will be seated. The next 2 rounds, I will stand. 45 seconds of work. We are starting with our 3 rows to 1 hinge to 3 rows, okay? So here we go. In 3, 2, and 1, begin. So it's pull up, 2, 3, stand straight or sit straight, either way. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. Good. 1, 2, 3, and up. Good. I'm going to be quiet now so you can move at your own pace. That works for you. We're working the back muscles. We're also working the glutes and hamstrings. So a lot of the back side of the body here, called the posterior chain. 5 more seconds. 2, 3, and good. 15 seconds rest. The next one we're going to do is our curl to press. Okay, so those knuckles stay out to the side as we curl, bicep curl up, and then press overhead. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Begin. So curl, press, bring it back. Okay, that's it. Good. We're halfway through this one, and then we're going to go to our sumo squats, sidestep sumo squats. Excellent work. 10 more seconds. You can always start late or stop early if it becomes too intense, okay? And time, okay? Rest. We're going to go to our sumo sidestep sumo squats next. I'm going to remain seated for this first set, okay? Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. So for a seated option, out, in, leg extension, okay? That's our seated, out, in, leg, okay? So we're still getting the sides of the glutes as we come in and out, and then we're getting the front of the leg with the leg extension. Good. Find your rhythm, find your pace that works for you. And sit up nice and tall if you're sitting with me here, okay? Don't let your back round. All right, it's active work just to sit up tall. You know, it takes effort. All right, there's our clock. We're gonna go back to the start, okay? So what are we, our 3 rows, or 1 hinge to 3 rows. I'm gonna be standing for this second set. Please remain seated if that's better for you, okay? Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hinge it down. 1, 2, 3, stand up, back down. 1, 2, 3, stand up, back down. Okay, so row, think of those back muscles. And then when you stand up, think of squeezing the hamstrings and glutes. That's the initiator to stand you up straight. Good. 10 more seconds here. Then we're gonna go to curl to press. 2 and 1, relax, okay? Next we have our curl to press. Take some deep breaths here. Take a quick little drink if you need one, all right? We're gonna start in 5, 3, 2, and 1. We are on. So we're gonna curl it, press it, bring it back. If you're standing, I want you to think about keeping your core tight. Like think if somebody were gonna be punching you in the stomach, like you were prepared for it, that's bracing your abs, right? You knew it was coming, you're gonna brace your abs. Additionally, if you're standing, you're gonna be squeezing your glutes. Okay, squeeze your glutes together. That's gonna help protect your lower back. And remember, this is your 45 seconds of work here. If you need to slow it down, stop early, that's okay. You know, the point is you showed up and you're doing your best effort, right? Our best is gonna look different every day and time, okay? We're gonna get ready for our last movement in this circuit, which is our Sidestep Sumo squat. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we bring it out to the side, squat it down, stand it up. All right, other side. You do not need to hold dumbbells here if you don't want to, okay? It's just an option. Remember, if you're seated, you're doing that alt leg tap out to the side and then an alt leg extension. Go at a pace that's comfortable for you. We have 10 more seconds. Keep that core tight. 3, 2, and 1, okay? We're gonna do that over one more time, okay? So get ready. This is our last set of hinging to 3 rows, okay? So again, we're working the glutes and the hamstrings. We're working the back of the leg here, and we're also working the back muscles here. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, up. Try to keep your head in line, your neck and head in line with your back, okay? Think of your spine as one straight line. Last time we're doing these, okay? Drive up. 2 and 1, good, all done with those. Going to our upper body movement of curl to press next, okay? These look the same seated or standing. Here we go, in 2, 1, here we go, we're on. So if you're seated, you're sitting up nice and tall. Think of that marionette string pulling you up with really good posture. All right, and if you're standing, you've got those abs braced and those glutes squeezed. Past halfway. Then we're going to do our sumo squats, and then we're going to rest before we move into our next cardio circuit. Almost there. 3, 2, and time. Okay. So next we have our sidestep sumo squats for 45 seconds, and then we are going to rest. Okay. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, begin. Step out to the side, sink it down, other side, bring it together, okay? Think of when you're bringing that leg back into to center, think of squeezing those inner thighs together, okay? Whether you're seated or standing. We're actively working the outside of the glutes, the inner thigh. Getting that lateral movement. Almost there. 5 more seconds, we're gonna rest. 3, 2, and time, okay? Rest, get a drink. We're gonna recover here as I explain the next set, okay? So we're going back to a 40 seconds of work with only a 10 seconds rest interval in between, all right? And let me see where that went. How quickly I lost it. There it is. So we are going to do our star crossover crunches from a seated position. You are on the edge of your chair, opposite elbow to knee. Okay, getting those obliques, feeling that rotation through the body. I want you to exhale as you're trying to bring that elbow towards that knee. Yep, looks the same standing. Okay, so that's your first 40 seconds. And then your second 40 seconds is we're going back. We're heavy on the glute knees today. I'm working your glutes hard today. Okay, so speed skater. So from a seated position, that's going to look like, let me get my bearings here, is tap, 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 tap. Okay, so those lateral taps, you're still getting rotation here, but the difference is you're getting the outside of the leg to swing out, and on the other move, you're getting the outside of the leg to swing in. Okay, so they complement each other nicely here. From a standing position, that speed skater looks tap, tap. Okay, so you're kind of crossing that leg behind. Okay, just think of like a an ice skater, or ice like hockey, or like skating down the ice. Okay. All right, those are 2 exercises. We're starting with our star crossover crunches, that opposite elbow to knee for the obliques and that rotation. In 3, 2, and 1, begin. All right, we're gonna do the first set seated. You can stand if you have a preference for it, or stay seated with me. So I'm giving a nice exhale, you hear me? A noisy one too, because when you get those nice noisy breaths, you're really pushing the air out of your stomach, which really helps engage your deepest core muscles, the ones that are underneath the 6-pack, the ones that help with balance and core control. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna go into those speed skaters next, okay? Oh, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. So if you're seated, that opposite arms and legs come out. And you're still rotating, okay? So this is the cool part with this little circuit right here, is we're rotating on both of these exercises. One, we're doing internal rotation. One, we're doing external rotation. Still doing that. Hear my loud breath? Let those abs work. 5 more seconds. 2, and 1. Okay, on to set 2. Going back to the start crossover crunches. I am going to stand for the next sets, but please remain seated if that's better for you. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. It's like a standing crunch, like a standing bicycle crunch almost. Halfway. Feel that twist. Working those hip flexors by getting those knees up. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. We're going back to speed skaters, okay? Get ready. And 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Yeah, if you're really into it, you can give a little hop. Not necessary. It just depends on your fitness level. I'm going to do the moderate, the in between. Okay. taking the hop out and doing the middle level here. Your advanced, you put that hop in, and your beginner, or to regress it a little bit, would be your seated option. Getting that back foot behind the other leg. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we have one more round through, and we're gonna go to a strength superset, okay? Lower body superset is next. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Final set of this core conditioning work here. Exhale, 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 okay, so. Might be feeling those hip flexors working, right? Having to pick those knees up and across the body. You work at your own pace. We're almost there. We got 5 seconds, and we're done with these. 2, and 1. Okay, all done with those. We have one more set of speed skaters, and then we move on. Okay, we'll rest and move on. Let's get ready. In 3, 2, and 1. Have fun with these. I think these are fun. All right, swinging that back leg behind. You should feel a little stretch through that outside hip. Okay, it's halfway. We're gonna rest after this and hydrate. Three, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay. Take a recovery break here. Get a drink. All right. I'm going to explain what we're doing next. We are doing all legs next. Dun, dun, dun. We're doing our sit to stand. Okay. So we'll all need our seat for this one. You can hold your weights. You can hold them up here, or you can hold them down here if you'd like to hold your weights. Let me tell you a little trick. So if you hold your weights up here, okay, you're going to be getting a little more core involvement. If you hold your weights down here at your sides, you're getting a little more grip involvement, okay, which just helps in holding and pulling on things and whatnot. So you get to choose, if you have weights, which one you would prefer, okay? All right, and then if the sit to stand is too much, even at body weight, let's focus on your hover, okay? Hover, lift up out of the chair. Okay, use your hands as support to help lift your glutes off. Looks like this from the side. All right, even if it's just a little bit you get off there, that's okay. All right, and you're just gonna go ahead and hover out of your chair. If you have a chair that has arms on the side, that's probably a little nicer than mine without the arms, but you know, we work with what we have. All right, that's our first one. Our second one, we're all seated for this one, leg extensions. Okay, so we're gonna be hitting the quads, double duty with this circuit, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start. We're going to do our sit to stand for 45 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1, begin. Here we go, so drive it up, tap it down. My favorite way to introduce the squat, because it ensures you're doing it with good form, okay? Which means you're pushing your hips back first. You're looking for the seat behind you, right? I want you to think about really driving through the heels of your foot and squeezing your glutes at the top, like you're trying to put imprints into the floor with the heels of your feet. And exhale as you stand up, okay? Think of pushing the floor down as what's making you stand up. And then squeeze those glutes. That's how you really get the glutes involved. 2, and 1. Okay, rest. We're gonna go into our seated leg extensions, alternating next, okay? And remember, if you're not doing the sit to stand, you're working on that hover, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Flex, so I have that foot flexed, so I can really focus on squeezing the top of the leg. I'm yelling at it right now, I'm saying squeeze, all right? All right, feel that blood flow. This is great for the knees too, you know, getting those joints moving. We're doing a lot of hip and knee movement today. But all low impact, okay? So hopefully it's feeling good. It should feel like work, but you shouldn't feel like you're getting injured from it, okay? All right, rest. We're gonna go back to our sit to stand. Optional weights. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, no. Sorry, guys, that was a phone call. But it happened on our break time, okay? Here we go. We're going back to sit to stand. Ready? And begin. They usually don't come through my my iPad. Move at a pace that's comfortable for you. All right. If you can do sit to stand, but you're like, I cannot move at the pace that Elaine is moving at, you know, even if you're doing five sets or 5 reps, that's great. You do what you're able to do, right? The main part about it is consistency. Just keep on showing up and doing your best, whatever your best is. One day your best may be like, whoa, who am I? And other days your best may be like, you know what, I'm not feeling great, but I showed up and this is what I can do, right? As long as you put your best effort in, rest. Leg extensions are next. In 3, 2, and 1, begin. All right, so keeping that foot flexed as you extend that leg up, talking to that quadricep, the top of the thigh, telling it to contract and squeeze. We've got one more time through before we move on to our final cardio circuit. We have one more cardio circuit after this, our conditioning circuit. And then we have one more strength, upper body strength circuit after that. 2 and 1. Okay, relax. Final set of sit to stand or our hover with optional weight here. Okay, if you're doing the hover, you wouldn't use any weight because your hands are assisting you. Here we go. Final set. 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Tap it down. Good. Drive those heels down. That's what's making you elevate up, is the pressing down through the heels. Squeezing those glutes tight at the top. Move at a pace that's good for you. You need to sit for a couple extra seconds in between standing up each time, that's okay. Almost there. We got 3, 2, and 1. Okay, all done with our squats, our sit to stands. Final set of leg extensions. And we're going to take a little breather and move on. These are big muscle groups we're working here. You should feel, I feel the heat right now. You should too. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. The legs and the glutes have the largest muscles in the body. So the more trained they are, because they are so much larger, the more metabolic you are, which means the more calories you're going to burn at rest. All right. Almost there. We've got 10 more seconds. And we're going to take a little breather as I explain our next and final cardio circuit. 2 and 1. Yep. Okay, rest. We have one more cardio circuit, and then we have one more upper body strength circuit. Both of them are just 2 exercises each. Okay, last one, modified jumping jacks. So from our seated position, hey, look, here we are again, glute meets. Okay, you're really working those hips and those glute meets today, okay? All right, so modified jumping jacks or full jumping jacks if you're, if you're really good, you don't, and this is feeling a little easy and you want to jump it out. Maybe throw 5 regular jumping jacks in and then go back to modified for 5 or something like that. Okay, so we've got those, and then because I just love this one. And let's get, our repetition gets us really good at things. So we're gonna do our cross, cross, kick, kick, cross, cross, kick, kick, okay? So from a seated, jab, jab, kick, kick, jab, jab, kick, kick. Or yeah, I'm sorry, cross, cross, kick, kick. I demoed that wrong. Cross, cross, kick, kick, okay? Cross it, we're gonna cross the body again. And then, and then the modified jumping jacks, okay? So 3 rounds of that. Let's go ahead. All right, I'm gonna do the first round seated, starting with modified jumping jacks in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, 40 seconds. I'm just toe tapping out to the side. Moving those arms and those legs simultaneously is going to elevate our cardiovascular, working on our cardiovascular system, getting that blood flowing throughout the body, making us breathe a little bit harder. And by doing these side-to-side taps, we're really training the side of the glute here. I want you to think about that. 5 more seconds here. 2 and 1, okay? Getting ready for our cross-body punches to front kicks, okay? Remember, when you do your front kicks, keep your fists up at your face. You're protecting your face from your opponent, okay? Here we go. Cross, cross, kick, kick. Kick, kick. 10 more seconds here. 2 and 1. Okay, there's 1 round. You can remain seated if you prefer. I'm going to go to standing now. Okay, we're going back to our modified jumping jacks. 2, 1. Here we go. This is our middle level. Our first level is the seated option. And then our third level is a full-out jumping jack, okay? Maybe you're somewhere in between levels and you do a combination of both, okay? We'll just stick with one. We'll stick with the moderate. Nothing wrong with a little bit of exercise discomfort, as long as it's not like acute pain, like you're hurting yourself. It's okay to lean into that discomfort if you're just like, oh man, I'm working hard, And time, okay? Rest. We're going to go back to a cross, cross, kick, kick, okay? Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Five seconds. And time. Okay, we have 1 more round through. Then we're going to finish off with just some upper body work for the shoulders, biceps, and triceps, okay? Modified jacks in 2, 1, final time. Pick what level works for you. And remember, this is for time. You can always start late or stop early if you need extra rest recovery time. Whew. 10 more seconds, and then we're done with jumping jacks. Away at it now. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, all done with those. Our final round of cross, cross, kick, kick. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. I exhale on every punch, every kick. Halfway. Five seconds. 2 and 1. Okay, rest. All right, we're all done with our cardio. We're ending on arms today. Arms circuit. It's going to be 2 exercises, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and of course, adjust that as you see fit. This is our last block here. We're going to do our tricep kickbacks. Can't forget the good old triceps, right? All right, working the underside of the arm here. Okay, so from a standing position, my feet are about hip width apart, elbows are close to the rib cage, knuckles out to the side, kick back, I'm squeezing. Okay, you can do these body weight. Squeeze, you're just squeezing that muscle in the back. Seated, I'm on the edge of the chair. All right, so that I have room to kick back, okay? All right, and then our second one is lateral raise, bicep curl, okay? I realize that for some people, this lateral raise may not be your friend, okay? You might not like that lateral raise. Your shoulder might be like, no, I don't like that, I get that. You can either try to come up and give me the curl to press again, like we did in our first set, or you're gonna take the shoulder out completely and you're gonna give me bicep curls, okay? All right, so I'll remind the options as we go through. All right, so we're gonna start with the tricep kickbacks. First round, I'm doing seated. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Begin. All right, so you're hinged over, close to the body. For 45 seconds. Take a little rest. Early, okay. Half calf. More seconds. 2 and 1. Okay. 15 seconds rest. We're going to go into our lateral raise, the bicep curl. Okay. Again, if this does not work for you, you can go back to our curl to press like we did before. We'll just simply do just bicep curls. Here we go. Lateral raise, bicep curl. All right, if you're okay here, stay here. I'm just going to demo the other one. So if it's not okay, and you want to come back to here again, you can do that. Okay. Or you could just take the shoulder out completely. Maybe you had enough with your shoulder today and you just want to curl it out. Okay. So you have all these options here to make it work for you. Okay. 10 more seconds here. We're going back to triceps. Little arm burnout here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, second set of tricep kickbacks. I'm going to go to standing. You can remain seated if it's more comfortable. Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, begin. So whether you have weights in your hands or not, when you're in that full extended position, when the arms are out long, you're squeezing the back of the arm. You're talking to the tricep and you're telling it to squeeze, okay? Making that mind-muscle connection. Good, we're halfway. That's it, we got 10 more seconds. It's okay to stop a little early if you need it, okay? Don't ever think you have to keep on pushing if you feel like your body's gonna be hurt, physically hurt by it. And time, okay? Going back to the lateral raise to bicep curl or the alternatives, okay? Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. So out to the side. Okay, so I'm kind of, think of your elbows as like if you had those marionette strings on, all right, and you had the marionette strings were tied around your elbows, that's what's pulling up. Okay, so it's not the hands that are pulling it up, it's the elbows. All right, think of reducing that lever length. And remember, you can also do your curl to press or just simply bicep curls here. All right, everybody's body is different and we have to do what's appropriate for ourselves. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, final round, and we are done, guys. Okay, final round. Back to those triceps again. All right, if you're standing, you're going to go ahead and push those hips back slightly. Okay, keep that core engaged. Pull the elbows up. Here we go. Take it back. We hit halfway. Final 10 seconds and we're done with triceps. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, relax. Remember, we got 15 seconds and then our final round of lateral raise to bicep curl. And do a short stretch out here. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Final set. So again, remember, think if you have those strings tied around your elbows, the elbows are guiding up first. Okay, it's not the hands, it's the elbows. All right. Excellent. Keep that core tight. Got 15 more seconds here. And we're going to stretch out our neck, our back, and our hips. Okay. 2, and time. That's a wrap. Okay. If you have weights, go ahead and put them down. The first stretch we're going to do is for our neck and trap. So whether you're seated or standing, you're just going to gently pull on the head. Press with the opposite hand, feel that stretch through the side of the neck there. Big inhale and exhale. Get that oxygen to the blood here with these big inhales and exhales. Flush out any lactic acid that we produced through the workout. All right, back to center, other side, okay? So gentle press and pull. Oh, so many problems with my cervical spine that I just love this stretch. It's one of my favorites. Okay, and then we're gently going to stretch out the back of the trap here a little bit. So I'm just going to show you from a side position, whether you're seated or standing. I'm just tucking my chin and I'm pulling gently. And you should feel this all through your the middle of your upper back. Good, and gently come out of that, and then take your hands, you can, whether you're seated or standing, on the smalls of your back, okay, to help protect your lower back. You're gonna pull your shoulder blades together and lift your heart to ceiling, okay? So you're kind of feeling that stretch through the front of the shoulders, all right, the chest, just pulling those shoulders back. Put your head wherever it's comfortable. You don't have to look up, just kind of position your heart going up towards the ceiling. Like I said, I have all these cervical issues, so looking up for me is just, it doesn't sit well for me. So I have to kind of look forward, but I still feel a great stretch through the front of my body here. And my forearms too. Feel this through my forearms as well. All right, and then let's go ahead and get a hip stretch here. All right, so we're going to sit down, all right, the edge of our chair. We're gonna go ahead and extend one leg long, all right, the other leg is bent, all right, and we're just gonna lean and we're gonna open up that groin here. Okay, yeah, if you wanna do it from a standing position, you'll feel that weight the weight bearing on the bent leg, which is fine, okay? So you're just gonna hold with that leg and you're going to stretch with the other. Big inhale and exhale. All right, gently come out of that. Same thing other side. And extend the other leg straight. Put our weight on the bent leg. And then, you know, just kind of move till you feel, you're looking to feel that stretch to the inside of the thigh, and that growing hip flexor area there. Opening up the hips. We did a lot of work with the hips and glutes. We did a lot of work today. I was feeling that. So hopefully it was good for you guys. Let me know. And hopefully, you know, take advantage if you need that extra rest. You know, you got to just listen to your body. You have to know when to push sometimes, and you have to know when to pull back sometimes. All right, gently come out of that. Let's just inhale it up. Palms together and down to heart. Exhale 2 more times like that. Inhale up. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. And 1 more time. Inhale up. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. And that's a wrap, guys.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.